did it. They won a series against the Rangers at home. That sure would have been nice last season. But you know what? Here we are. Altuve is off to a hot start. A couple pitchers are showing promise. And where do the Astros stand with Joey Loperfido? Let's talk about that and more on tonight's Locked On Astros.
Yainer Diaz, this is Locked On Astros.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett H-Town Wheelhouse Chancey.
We are Locked On Houston Astros, and we hope that you join us for a daily Locked On Astros podcast. My name is Eric Huysman. You can find me on X at Eric Talkstros. You find the show at Locked On Astros, your team every day. Thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day. Whether it's on YouTube, go and subscribe to us. Go and make us your first listen on Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. Go and check out the Locked On Astros podcast. This episode is brought to you by eBay Motors. From brakes to exhaust kits and beyond, eBay Motors has over 122 million parts for you to keep your ride or die alive with all your parts you need for and on all the prices you want. It's easy to bring home that big win. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items apply. Exclusions apply. eBay guaranteed fit, only available to U.S. customers. So guys, thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen, and I'm trying to get back to the screen. And Brett, when Altuve is basically putting the Astros on his back and you're watching it, where can they find you on X?
They can find me at HM Wellhouse on X, Instagram, and TikTok. They can find me at Back to the Bullpen on Instagram as well. They can find me at Stros411 on Facebook and X. And you know what? Look, man, I'm always positive, always Stros. I love what the Astros did this weekend with the Rangers. You wondered how things were going to go. I was at the game Friday night. I didn't have a whole lot of hope. We had that real big inning in the seventh inning, but they ultimately lost. They were 5 for 9 with runners in scoring position on Friday night, but they could not complete the win. But they come back on Saturday and Sunday, and they get 2 victories, and their 2 starting pitchers do a phenomenal job. Blanco's become their ace. Javier continues to impress. And look, I think things have turned around, maybe not completely. I'm not saying every single game is going to be a win from now on, although that would be convenient. But I think the Friday night game was emotional. I think Kyle Tucker showed emotion, showed disdain for Yordan Alvarez being hit twice and thrown inside on 8 pitches all night. And the Rangers were not going to allow the Astros were not going to allow the Rangers to bully them anymore. So look, man, I'm excited. I'm really glad that this was a solid series win and at home.
Brett, I did not realize that if a pitcher goes deep into a game, the Astros are more likely to win said game. So it's just amazing how that happens. And it just shows how much the Astros are missing from Valdez, Justin Verlander, Jose Urquidy, and a whole bunch of the Brady bunch that are missing right now, because that you're missing 5 of your starting pitchers right now. And it's a fortunate time. You're having to rely on a whole bunch of young kids that are maybe not ready for this, the big leagues right now. Spencer Arrietty's going to get another start versus Braves, so we'll see how he makes the adjustment after his first start. Looked pretty good the first 2 innings, but then kind of fell apart in that 3rd inning. You had Hunter Brown coming off his worst start. I don't know. I'm going to say it. Worst start of his major league career, giving up 11 hits in his first inning without even completing first inning. That's a worst start of his career. And then JP France, I think he's one of the highlights so far, even though he hasn't had his best start to the season as well. But what we can say is the Astros have been doing pretty good offensively outside of driving runners in. The runners in scoring position, that's what we've been talking about. But this is the first time since last May that they have won 2 games at home. Right. Realize that.
Yeah, no,
Seriously.
it's actually a great topic because it has bewildered us. It has bewildered the team. We've asked players. I've asked players. I've asked coaches. They're like, I don't know. If we knew, we would certainly have figured that out. Dusty was asked it. Dana Brown's been asked it. Jim Crow. I mean, everybody. But look, this is what we can rest easy in. The Rangers may be in first place, but they're 8-8. The Astros at 6-11 are only 2.5 games out of first place. This is a tight division. Now, I do think that the Angels and the Oakland A's will eventually find their way to the bottom. There's no way they sustain where they're at. There's no way Seattle stays at the 6-10 mark where they are. So I still think this is a Texas Rangers, Seattle Mariners, Houston Astros race for the West. And the way the Astros climb back from the top, runners in scoring position, getting RBIs in the situation, and guys like Ronel Blanco and Christian Javier stepping up, and then Justin Verlander's due back next series. Shortly after that, Valdez is due back. I mean, we could have. Verlander's due back when we go to Washington. Valdez is due back, I think, the next series, and so there's some pieces falling into place. And if this offense can take off and our pitchers can get healthy and 2 or 3 guys in the rotation start doing their thing. Look, Seth Martinez gave up his first runs today. His first runs today was a home run to Marcus Semien late in the game. And he was upset about that, but he's had an excellent season up until that point. It's been without a blemish.
The reason why he gave up a home run today, because he actually had a lead. This is something that Seth Martinez has not pitched in. He's been in kind of the mop-up role. So he's like, what do I do? I'm supposed to be holding down, trying to save the bullpen a little bit. Now I'm actually in a winnable game. This is something I'm not used to. So I think that Seth Martinez has been a great asset to the Astros bullpen. And so I'm not worried about that. Christian Javier, I am a little bit mad at him today because I did on Prize Picks. I did pick him to get 6.5, more than 6.5 strikeouts, and Acuna Jr. to get 3 hits or runs, RBIs, and hit runs. And Acuna did his part, but unfortunately, Javier didn't get the 6.5 strikeouts or more, so I didn't quite win that. But otherwise, Javier had a great start. And the best thing that what these guys have done is they've saved the Astros bullpen the past few days. Blanco, Javier, they have done wonders because this bullpen was beleaguered. They had to call up your Dubin. Dubin had to come up, and I don't know if he's appeared in game yet, but this guy is somebody that
he appeared. Yeah, he appeared at the end of the game. He did good. He came in, had a clean inning.
Okay, today?
No, that was yesterday.
Okay.
He was he came in the game, and it was good to see Sean Dubin back, because if y'all remember when he came up last year, Eric, he actually made a start. Yeah, he had a clean inning with 2 strikeouts to wrap up the 9-2 victory on Saturday night. And so a clean inning by him, phenomenal for Dubin to come up because he just came off the IL. And look, if Dubin can stay healthy, Eric, he is a guy that you will see in more than one occasion come up and help. Now, God forbid you need him to make a start later on, but he's available to make a start later on once he gets stretched out. But Joe Espada said in that game that he was available to go 2 innings that night once he got there. He did only go the 1, but look to see Dubin in the next 3 games against Atlanta.
Yeah, definitely. And the Astros have a tough matchup. And I know that you're going to have Arrighetti, you're going to have Brown and JP France on the mound. And as of right now, I don't know if it's been announced, but we don't know who's going to be on mound for the Braves on Monday night. But it's going to be Ronaldo. What's his last name? Is it Reyes? I think it's Reyes, the former reliever.
No, it's
Lopez.
And so, yes, we actually do know the guy going Monday night. It is Darius Vines. He gets a start Monday night. He's had 2 games Started in AAA, 12 innings pitched, 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 home runs, three walks. So he is one of their prospects. He pitched 1 or 2 games last year, but he is coming up from the AAA club to make a start for the Braves. Okay. Snitker announced it after the game, and I confirmed that with Lindsey Crosby. He used to be with Locked On Farm. He's now with Braves Today and Inside Braves for SI.
Okay, so that's pretty cool. So I know the Astros are trying to find the right parts for the bullpen, and you might need to find the right parts for your car. We'll talk about what the Astros have done recently with some run support, and we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah, that's right. This episode is brought to you by eBay Motors. eBay Motors is here for you, and let me tell you why you should go to them. Millions of parts for your MVP. Win every time with parts that fit your ride. Passion, drive, and patience, a formula for winning championships, is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. Superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has you covered. With over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to make your car the MVP and bring home huge wins. Keep your ride or die alive with ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only, exclusions apply. eBay Guaranteed Fit, only available for U.S. customers. And we want you to learn about this really cool, really awesome game. It's called Monopoly Go. Yes, I'm talking about the classic game of Monopoly. It is an amazing thing. Keeping your eyes on scores, if that's what you like, putting your heart into it all, you should be super excited because it's been downloaded by over 150 million people. It is great. It's like this great mobile twist to Monopoly. I mean, you take the board games you used to play with your family for years and they put it in your phone. You can explore hundreds of Monopoly boards from Las Vegas to Camelot to the moon. That's right, to the moon, Alice, all will raking in a huge fortune. You can charge rent on iconic properties just like classic Monopoly. You can charge your friends rent on your iconic properties or those Rangers fans that you're friends with, or go after the Monopoly money by pulling bank heist and taking wrecking balls to their landmarks. Now, this is gameplay. This is not real life. This is gameplay. But my favorite part are the leaderboards where you can see who's a Monopoly tycoon and who's gone bankrupt, like the Rangers. So get yourself on the charts. Download Monopoly Go now. Do it for free at the Apple Store, at the Google Play Store. Go to Monopoly Go right now.
Guys, I know this is Locked On Astros, but before we get back to the baseball talk, I do want to tell you about the NFL mock draft live on April 17th. It's going to be streaming on Locked On Sports Today 24/7 streaming channel on YouTube or on the free Amazon Fire TV channels app. So it's going to be 6-episode series. Who are the Texans going to draft? I know we're all excited about that. I know the Texans have added a lot via free agency, but there's some work to be done with the draft pick. So go and check out on April 17th, the Locked On NFL's mock draft live on Locked On Sports Today. So Brett, the Astros have won two straight games at home. And I don't want to say that they've fixed themselves. I think they're going to have to go on a little bit more of a streak. They're going to have to literally go old school streaking for that to happen. But we've seen some positive sign.
They don't need to go old school streaking, not like Will Ferrell. But Eric, I should ask you, since you're going back to school, I don't need you joining any fraternities or going streaking. Okay, I'm just saying, just don't sow your wild oats. Okay. So Bree ask a solid question. Of course, I don't know if it's tongue in cheek, but she goes, I hate to mention this, but the lineup was on fire without Alex. Do y'all think this may be a problem further down the line? Look, here's the deal. I don't know that it's going to be a problem. It might be coincidental that happened, but did you hear who the Braves have signed?
Yeah, they signed Yuli Gurriel to a minor league deal.
A minor league deal. Oh, I know, but I'm just saying, I saw that and I'm like, Yuli, he's got a new agent. There's a lot of people that have new agents. There's a lot of people that are leaving Boris. Boris is not a very.
By the way, Jordan Montgomery is leaving.
Yes.
Boris
Oh,
as
yeah.
well.
No. Oh, he didn't. He's not leaving. He left. He fired.
Yeah, he's
him.
like, peace.
Yeah.
You got me crap this offseason. I'm done with you. Bye.
So here's the deal. This team, Eric, went absolutely bananas over these last few games. I mean, with runners score, look, Jose Altuve was 9 for 18. Okay. Jose Altuve is off to a start that we haven't seen in quite some time. And I love it. Last year he had the injury, all that stuff. But Jose Altuve, for all intents and purposes, is on the same track that he was when he was an MVP in 2017. Okay. He has a career 849 OPS in March and April. And he already has 26 hits in his first 68 at bats. And he is on pace to pass his career best 41 that he struck across 132 plate appearances in March and April in 2018. There are only 3 major league hitters that existed on Sunday with a higher OPS than Altuve. And that's Justin Turner, who had an average at a 382 clip. And let me show you, I've got this right here. Got this it's a little blurry, but MLB leading hitters on base percentage. Look at that. Tyler O'Neill, Mookie Betts, Marcell Ozuna, and Jose Altuve. And with the 2 home runs, doesn't that put him in the team lead with 5 home runs on the season? Because I believe Yordan Alvarez has 4, if I'm not mistaken.
I could be correct. Maybe you can look it up while I'm saying this. But Altuve went 3 for 5 today with the 2 home runs through 17 games. He's leading MLB with 26 hits. He's got a 382 batting average. Like you said, he's got the 1182 OPS. And he just confirmed that Alvarez does have 4 home runs. So doesn't somebody else have 4 home runs for the Astros too? I thought somebody else did too.
I believe it's Kyle Tucker.
Yeah, Kyle Tucker. I thought Tucker had 4 or 5, but maybe
Tucker has 4. No, so okay. Tucker and Alvarez are tied at 4. Pena, I believe, has 2. Yeah, he has 2. And let me see if Diaz, does he have 2? Diaz has 3 home runs.
Yes, right. Yes.
So I mean, you have guys you have a lot of guys hitting home runs.
Right. Can I address that question? I don't think it's Bregman not being here. I think it's the adjustment in the lineup. And I think that we have Jeremy Pena that we had at the bottom of the lineup, and he was getting on base at a pace that he was not expected to. So we moved him up in the lineup. And also you moved up Yainer Diaz up in the lineup. So now you have them hitting 5th and 6th. That does something, or 4th and 5th. That does something to your lineup. So if you move up all your best hitters, yes, you're going to have a little bit more production. So when Bregman comes back, he did come in and take some batting practice, some maybe not batting, but he took some ground balls and did some field work today. But he went back home. We're talking about somebody that's never missed a game really because he's been sick, but that just shows how sick Alex Bregman has been to miss these games. So, but he's likely to be back for the Brave series, but Alex Bregman will likely come back and go into that 4 spot, or I don't know if Yainer Diaz, with the way he's been hitting, I would say there's some argument to leave him there, but with the veteran guy, he's probably going to go back to a cleanup spot, but you keep Diaz and you keep Pena hitting up there. What if Bregman starts hitting and then you have all your good hitters up front?
Right. And look, here's the deal. You had Jose Abreu. Actually, Eric, had the hardest hit ball today in the baseball game. I don't know if you know that on the exit velocity, his ball was the absolutely hardest hit ball. And it was a ground out, but he hit with power. He actually contributed this weekend. He got some hits. He got on base. John Singleton contributed with some hits.
They had back-to-back hits, right?
Yeah, exactly.
When's the last time they had back-to-back hits?
Hey, you know what? And that's what you want. I didn't want them hitting back-to-back. I actually talked about it in the pregame before game 2. And I was kind of like, this doesn't look like a formula for success. And they went out, Eric, and they did a good job. And so Dubon came in, played a key role today, helped out a lot. Look, I'll be real honest, Eric. Dubon needs more playing time. I don't know how you're going to get him more playing time, but it's probably going to have to come at the expense.
He looks good at third base.
He does. He does look good at third base. I mean, you might not have too much to worry about. And I'm not saying he's Alex Bregman, okay? I'm not saying that. But if Alex Bregman walks and doesn't stay here, Dubon might be that guy that slides into third base. Because not only that, if you get another guy up that can also play third base, then you can have a backup third baseman and have Dubon play different positions. But now we've got Dubon and Dubin, the Doobie brothers are up. So there you go.
Don't confuse me with all this. And it's always good to, I know we want Bregman here, but it's always good to plan for your future. So we'll talk about Yahoo Finance in a second, but we're also going to take a look into Joey Loperfido because everybody's like, he's got how many home runs? Why isn't he up here? We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah, so wouldn't it be great if you could see all your investment and retirement accounts in one place with Yahoo Finance? You can consolidate your views from multiple accounts into one hub and access the expert analysis you need to tend to your entire portfolio with confidence. Let's get straight to the point. You want to grow your portfolio to deal with the rising cost of inflation, to pay off your debt, your mortgage, pretty much anything standing in the way of you and financial freedom, correct? Well, with Yahoo Finance, you can get access to the news, the data, the tools, everything that you need to help research to get financial freedom. For more than 25 years, Yahoo Finance has been the brand behind every great investor. Whether you're a seasoned investor or you're looking for the extra guidance, Yahoo gives you all the tools and data you need in one place. They are the #1 finance destination, producing a holistic look on the financial news cycle, including breaking news, original editorial perspectives, analyst ratings, independent research, customizable charts, and so much more. Securely link your brokerage accounts from a unified view of your wealth, including 401k and other investments. A comprehensive perspective is what is part of great investors. And I want to tell you, for comprehensive financial news and analysis, visit the brand behind every great investor, yahoofinance.com. The #1 financial destination, yahoofinance.com. That's yahoofinance.com.
Guys, I know we all want Joey Loperfido coming up, and I know that Jose Abreu, we're going to have to pay him for a little bit. And John Singleton, he's shown some signs at times, but I don't know if he's the answer. He's not the backup answer. But at some point, Joey Loperfido will be making his time coming up. Victor Caratini, a little sidebar, he's looked pretty good. He's had some clutch RBIs the past couple of games. He had that big single. Was it a single or double today? But he also had a big clutch. Yeah, he had clutch double yesterday, and so he had some big hits today. But overall, Joey Loperfido came in today with a OPS of 1322. I think he made it 1346 today. He had 10 home runs. He was tied with extra base hits with 11 in the AAA. Runs scored 19, total base hits. He had 49, and second with RBIs, and third in slugging percentage with a 907 slugging percentage in AAA. Today, I think he went 1 for 3 with a double and scored a run. So he is making an impact. He is playing first base. He is playing outfield. And I know that Joe Espada actually said that he talked to the coach down there, and he said that that they believe that he could play better first base better than they thought. And so this is what he said. He said that that it's better that than we thought it was going to look like him playing first base. So first base is an option. I think that the Astros would rather him play the outfield, but first base is an option.
No, yeah, definitely. And really, it really is not about right now. It's not even about playing first base as much as it is the strikeouts, Eric.
Yeah.
Right now, he's got a 40% strikeout rate. Now, his strikeout rate over his career is around 33 to 34%. But you know who has improved their strikeout rate is Pedro Leon. He's only striking out 27% of the time. And you may say, well, that's still a lot. Yeah, but he was striking out almost 40% of the time over his career. This year, right, he's improved that, and he's brought that down quite a bit simply because he's making more contact. Loperfido is a bat on fire. Loperfido is a workhorse. But here is the thing. They see him in more of a utility role. And I'm telling you, people, I know y'all don't like Jose Abreu right now. I know y'all don't like John Singleton right now. But if those guys start contributing, there's no way you bring Loperfido up because you bring him up here to sit him on the bench. Gray Kessinger is that guy. Gray Kessinger does not get in many games. Gray Kessinger is a back inning guy to give someone off their feet for the last inning or two when they're winning or when they're blowout losing. And you can't put that on Joey Loperfido because Loperfido has a higher ceiling than Gray Kessinger, and all projections tell us that. So he'll come up when the time is right. I think we could, if there's a fall off, Eric, even more from Abreu and those guys, you could see Joey up as early as May, but I expect him up around June, I think is a realistic timeline. And he just needs to basically continue to, sorry, Siri's trying to interrupt my conversation.
Siri doesn't get it, Brett.
No, she doesn't. So, she never gets what I say.
No, be quiet, Siri. My Siri's trying to talk too. So Dana Brown actually addressed this, and he said at some point, I think we're going to get him up here for sure. But I think it's good to see him off to a good start. I'd like to see him cut down the strikeouts a little bit. He'll be a nice utility piece for us. Utility piece.
Yeah. So he's not just going to exclusively play first base. But, you know, there are some other things I want us to make sure we catch up on because we need to get some JV and some Framber Valdez updates. Justin Verlander, he will be with the team, and it looks like he could start Friday for the Astros with the Washington Nationals. And when Dana Brown was asked about that on the radio today, he said the good thing is that the velo is there, 92 to 96. Secondary stuff looks pretty good. Ultimately, I think he's back. And Dana Brown likes where they are. Now, with Framber Valdez, okay, Framber, get this. Framber said that he felt uncomfortable, and that's when he decided to tell the team, I think I need to go on the IL, okay? And that's why when his elbow was hurting him, and they asked him right now, where do you see yourself? He was like, I'm not sore anymore. I will not need a rehab start, and that's what Dana Brown reemphasized. He said that he'll play catch Tuesday, and it looks like we could get him back on the road trip. So I think you could possibly see Framber and JV. I don't know if Framber starts in that same series, but you may see him in the next series after that or when the Astros return home. So good news for the Astros rotation.
And I know I've seen a lot of Astros fans on X saying, well, Justin Verlander, this is the second straight start in a minor league game. Get lit up and don't pay attention to this. You have to understand, this is a spring training game for Justin Verlander. I'm sorry, Corpus Christi Hooks fans. I'm sorry, Sugarland Space Cowboys fans. But this is just him tuning up for major league action. And he's working on the slider. He's just trying to get ready. And so in 4 innings, he allowed 7 hits, 6 runs, 5 of them were earned, 1 walks, 3 strikeouts, 77 pitches. I know they wanted to get him up to 85 pitches before he came back. But apparently there was the first 2 innings, he looked pretty good. Then the 3rd inning, there's a couple errors. Apparently he challenged. Apparently in the minors, you can take your hat off as a pitcher and challenge a pitch. And Verlander did that and won. So
Yeah,
a strike call.
Yeah. So I covered that the other day. Monday through Thursday, it is an automatic balls and strike system. The umpire has an earpiece. Every ball and strike Monday through Thursday or Tuesday through Thursday in the minors is all automatic. The umpire cannot, if it says ball, he says ball. Okay. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it is challengeable. The pitcher, the catcher, and the batter can all challenge. Each team gets 3 challenges per game. And so that's how they're working out this hybrid. Guys, the ABS system is coming soon, and soon Angel Hernandez will not be able to terrorize anybody's team.
Yes. So, guys, the big thing for the Houston Astros right now is you got to get some more depth from the starting rotation, and that's going to happen when you get Valdez and Justin Verlander back, and once you get some of these rookies comfortable. And I think Eric Getty is going to be the answer. Hunter Brown, he's got a lot to prove at this point. I think that he's taken a step back, and he's got to prove so. Yeah. So at this,
Eric, tough test.
Yeah. So he's got to basically come out and shut the Braves down, because we know he's got the stuff. If everybody's healthy at this point, Hunter Brown is out of the rotation with the way he's pitched. So that's something that he's got to prove otherwise. So anything else, Brent?
No. Hey, let's take on these Braves. Let's beat the Braves. I love beating the Braves. This has been a great podcast. Eric the Man Huysman, Baseball House. You tune in to Locked On Astros, where your team every single day. Astros.